back to another episode of the Talk of the Ring Show. And guys, you know how excited I am for today's episode. I told you the last time, I said this girl, I met her at one of the shows recently, and she was like the sweetest human I have ever met. So obviously, I was really excited. But so, not to put her on hold, but really quickly, guys, you know, in this new year, Harley's gonna be working for New Era Pro Wrestling. So make sure you're following them on Instagram, on Facebook. But we're gonna do a little tour really quick, as quick as possible. So obviously we have the commissioner, Mark Martinez, cause you know he's doing great, and we got some big names. But obviously, you know, we got me. Fun times, guys. I'm super excited. Life is just going up from here. And then obviously we got some names on the roster. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We got Kit Raff, although he still hasn't came on the podcast, but you know it's fine. And we have the Mancuso brothers. So it's gonna be so much fun. It's gonna be a great year, but we're not going to put her on hold anymore because I am super excited for today's episode. But let's give a warm welcome to Ashley.
Hi.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. I know all my viewers, they were like, oh my God, she's so excited for this episode. I was like, yep, we're going to have fun.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm excited about all of your awesome news too.
It's gonna be a great year. We're going to have lots of fun.
Yeah, I feel really good vibes for 2024.
Yep. Who knows? Maybe Ashley's going to be working for New Era.
I hope so. Where is New Era based out of?
Mount Pocono, I'm pretty sure. PA.
Yeah, I would love to come out there.
We'll work it. We'll work some magic. But
yes.
I always hop into it with who or what got you into wrestling?
It was my friends in high school, actually. Yeah. I didn't grow up watching it, and my friends in the Drumline had their own backyard wrestling show, and I started going to watch them wrestle in the backyard, and then we started watching SmackDown, and after that I was hooked pretty quickly. So yeah, I'm the only one who wound up actually training to become a wrestler out of the group, but yeah.
Okay. So did you have like a favorite wrestler growing up?
I did. I had a couple. I was definitely a big Edge head for sure back in the day. I mean, my taste, it's changed over the years. Mm-hmm. But when I first started watching, you know, Jeff Hardy, I really liked Carlito, DX, Spirit Squad.
No, literally. Yeah. I got to meet Carlito once, I'm pretty sure.
Carlito is back in WWE now.
Yes. I think I met him once in person, and I didn't even know what to say. So when I meet famous people or just wrestlers in general, I am like so starstruck. I'm like, I don't even know what to say. Like when I met you at High Ground, my dad's like, just go up to her. I was like, I can't. And I did it anyways, but.
Hey, you're a famous person too. You have this awesome show.
Yeah. But if people don't know, are you a heel or are you a face?
I do both.
Yeah.
I think I'm usually a face.
Typically, I think at High Ground you were a face because you went. I just had her on too. It's kind of crazy, but I had Marie Valdemina on.
Oh.
And y'all had your match at High Ground, and then yeah, it was cool.
That's awesome.
So,
love it.
So if people don't know, who trained you?
Well, Drew Gulak trained me.
Okay.
You know him from NXT. Yeah, I've been able to work with a lot of great trainers, but Drew's my number one. I've been working with Tracy Williams a lot this year. Orange Cassidy, Cheeseburger, Delirious from Ring of Honor, and Eddie Valentine was my very first trainer. So just to name a few. Also Blue Meanie.
He's pretty. I met him too in person. He's a vibe.
Oh yeah, he's a sweetheart.
No, absolutely. So like, how long would you say, like from the time you started training till like you got your first official match? How long would you say that was?
It took probably close to 2 years. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of women's wrestling in the area, so it took a lot of networking to find a spot.
No, I get it. Cause like I think I was telling Marie, I was like, there was not a lot of like female wrestlers like a few years ago, but now they're like it's getting bigger and better. So
Yeah.
you're gonna take
Yeah.
over. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna be a wrestler, but I'll give it to you. You can have that spotlight.
Aw. Well, you have your own way of getting your own spotlight, which is definitely equal and valuable. So yeah. But thank you.
So we have my dad in the chat, obviously chanting your name.
Aww.
And then surprisingly, we have like my sponsor in the chat saying good God trainers. I don't know if he meant good trainers or the God because he's the God, Lucius Crow. But
Nice.
he's all right. He was at
Yeah.
high school too, but
Yeah. Yeah. Drew Gulak, the god of wrestling.
yeah. That's kind of what Crow is of like our area, but it's fine. He's all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he said good trainer she had. Good trainer.
Def-
So what would you
definitely.
say is like your favorite thing about wrestling?
My favorite thing about wrestling.
Mhm.
Ugh, I mean, it's just the perfect performance art because there's so much that goes into it. Like there's really nothing that can fill that void if you're not doing it. Like you get to choose your own character, you get to make your own costume, you get to pick your moves, you get to tell a story and act and do stunts and do your own graphics if you want to and merchandise. It's like
it's a lot, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's so fun. Like what else can you do that even comes close to having all of that?
No, absolutely. I stopped going to I'm more of like the indies show kind of girl. And I stopped going to shows for a bit. I was like, what? This is boring. What am I doing with my life? I was like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
But
it's so much fun.
Crow says, I worked with Ashley in another company and it was an honor having her work with us in High Ground.
Oh, thank you, Crow. I appreciate that.
I gotta say, I don't know if y'all have not seen Crow wrestle, but Crow, he's a sweetheart. But every time, and I tell every wrestler that wrestles for High Ground that I have had on here, I'm like, next time we see Crow, just be like, oh, look at the little peanut in the ring, and everyone's like, I love it. Look at the little, he's so tiny size. I love it.
Aww.
Yeah, at the show, but it's okay.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's great. So now, what would you say is the hardest part about wrestling for you?
The hardest parts.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of hard stuff about wrestling for sure.
Yeah.
Let me think. The hardest part about wrestling, no, like you always want more. That's what is hard about wrestling. Like you always want bigger and better. And I mean, I guess it's good that there's always somewhere to go with it, but like you can really start to like beat yourself up if you feel like you're not where you want to be. So
no,
it's hard to like
no, I get it. It's because like you want so more and like you want to get out there more, but there's only so much like you can do as a wrestler or as like an interviewer or a manager or whatever you do. So
right, you always want more. At least I do.
I get it because I'm typically 99% of the time the baby of the group. So I can't really like do a lot of things. So it's like, oh man, like I want to do more, but like I can't really. But it's okay. We going step by step and getting up there like famous Miss Queen over here.
But hey, it looks like you have your stuff together. Seriously, your graphics are beautiful. Your show is very professional. This is a great podcast.
Thank you. So, how do you feel about like it's a more common thing now, but how do you feel about like intergender, male versus female?
Oh, I love it. I've always been very pro that.
Yeah.
I think that it is, I mean, you definitely need to suspend disbelief, but I think that the genders are very equal in
No.
every way.
No, especially like coming from you, you train hard. Like I see all your stories, you're always at the gym, you're always doing all like the stuff that you got to. So I think if you can train with males and you work out equally as much as males, you can go in there and kick their ass. So
Love it. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I would love to do more intergender wrestling for sure.
No, I think it's all right. I mean, it depends on the circumstance. Like, let's say you against Crow, it's gonna make sense. But now if you facing like a 7-foot man, I don't know about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Respect to Crow. I'm not saying she gonna beat you. I'm not dissing you, Crow. You know I love you, but just saying.
She loves you, Crow.
But so Crow says, what are some road stories Ashley can share with the fans?
Road stories. Do you mind if I have a sip of my tea really quickly?
Go for it.
Thank you. Road stories. What kind of road story?
Well, let's give him a minute. What kind of stories you want to hear?
Okay. I'll tell you about the craziest booking that I took when I was young and new and just very, very excited to be wrestling. This is one weekend. So Friday, I had a show in Queens, New York. And then I was going to carpool with somebody because I was driving from York, Pennsylvania to Queens, New York. I was going to ride with somebody so I could ride back with them and not have to drive. Wound up in a carpool and having to drive to Queens, New York, drop someone off out of the way, go back, basically not sleep. And then I had a show in Detroit the next day, Michigan. So I could have just driven from Queens if I wouldn't have rode in the carpool.
Yeah.
But, things happen.
No.
So I drove all the way to Detroit, did the show out there. And then the next day, I had a show in, I forget the name of the town in New Jersey, where, yeah. So another night, a third night in a row, I didn't really sleep, and I drove all the way to New Jersey. But I mean, I had fun, I had fun.
I personally think that's like my favorite part about wrestling is traveling to like the different shows and the different venues and like just seeing the little environments. It's so funny when I go to shows. Like I go with my dad and sometimes my mom and like one of my friends. And my friends know absolutely nothing about wrestling. So they get to see a whole bunch of new stuff. And I'll be like, oh my God, look at that tree. My dad's like, we don't live that far. We have trees there too. I'm like, yeah, but it's a different type of tree. The tree is taller, or like just point out any little detail. I'm like, it's different. I love traveling.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love I've been doing shows up in Maine a good bit recently, and I love, when I have the time and the money to do it, to turn into a little day trip. So like I can drive up and stop in Portland, Maine at my favorite bagel place and grab a bagel, and then like go for a little hike somewhere, like look at antiques, stop in Salem on the way back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fun time.
Yeah, just use it as a little adventure, and you get to do the wrestling show on top of it. So less is more, but yeah.
No, absolutely. So we got a little bit going on in the chat. So Crow says she picks on me a lot. I do. It's out of love. At least he knows. And then we have Shay saying, LOL, now she's just picking on you, Crow. It's what I do. Everyone knows it. And then my dad says, what keeps you motivated to keep wrestling?
Oh, it's my one true love. Like it's the reason I'm here. Like I always believed in things happening for a reason and signs from the universe, and just like the way my life has gone, like it's why I am here.
No, yeah.
There's nothing else that I want to do.
I feel you on that. I feel you. So then you could take your sip while I ask the question.
I know, I started getting emotional. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. See, guys, this is exactly why Ashley is my favorite. She's the biggest baby face. I literally, when I met her at that show, I first seen her. I was starting up my table. I was talking to Crow, and I was like, no, I like that girl. I feel a vibe against her. So I go over. I was like, oh my god, I love her. Talk about
you. I love you too. I think you're so awesome, and I definitely see us working together in the future for sure.
It'll be lots of fun working together.
Oh yeah. Yeah. How old are you?
16.
Oh my gosh.
That's why I said I'm typically the baby all the time.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I usually get that upper advantage of being the baby. Be like, oh, really?
Enjoy it. It goes by fast.
Yeah. Yeah. So Shay says, what would be her favorite wrestling move and why?
My favorite wrestling move. Oh my gosh. So hard to answer. Well, can I do favorite move to give and favorite move to take?
Yes.
My favorite move to take is a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Okay. It's so fun. It is the funnest. And my favorite move to give, I think, is the tilt-a-whirl head scissors. You know, it's basic, but just like, wee, fun.
No, I give you that because I see a lot of you guys train, and like especially Crow, like he's a trainer, and he's always like, "Well, you got to start training." I'm like, I don't know. I think if I take that one bump, I'll be like, "That's the only bump I'm taking." But I like screaming at people. I like talking to people, so I think I'm gonna use that to my advantage.
Yeah, I mean, you can train or not train, but it looks like you definitely have a niche doing what you're doing, and you just got to follow your heart and stay true to yourself and do what you want to do.
Absolutely. So then my father says, if you had a chance to body slam Crow, would you, Harley? I don't think that'll work because if y'all have seen Crow, Crow is a man of muscle. Me, I ain't got no man. I'm not a man of muscle. I'm not a female of muscle. I ain't got any muscle. So Crow, I think, would get the upper hand in that. So easily I could just talk, out of love, you know? But Crow says, Ashley, if you have inspired students to be in the business, what is your advice to them?
If I had inspired students, well, my advice to everyone is always to get good training. Get good training and take it seriously and be confident and believe in yourself.
No, absolutely.
You have to be confident.
No, and it's really cool now with wrestling. Like you can get started like doing just little stuff at the shows. Like if you want to be a wrestler, but let's say you're like you're still a teenager, like 13, 14, 15, you could help out at the shows like with chairs and all that fun stuff until you're old enough, obviously, to train, and then you get started.
Absolutely. And you can ask people questions and learn how to do things here and there. And by the time you start training, you've got all these great connections and people who want to help you out.
So my father is asking a question that I kind of just asked, but it's okay. He says, who is your favorite wrestler of all time, dead or alive, male or female?
My favorite wrestler is William Regal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So speaking on an indie level, if you could face anyone, who would you want to face?
Oh, wow. Anyone. That's hard. I would love to have a match with Tracy Williams right now.
He's killing it.
He's amazing.
No, absolutely. I think personally, and you probably know where I'm going with this, but I think you're great in any match. But I think you should go against Crow because Crow needs. But there's this wrestler that she wrestles in, I think, like New York, New Jersey. One of my favorites of all times. Her name is Cosmic, and I think you guys have a lot like in common. So
Cosmic, I have not heard of her yet, but I have to check her out.
I don't know. I don't know. When I met you, you gave me like her vibe, and like me and Cosmic are so close. I was like, Ashley's gonna be another one. We're gonna be besties. We're gonna be locked in.
Yes, I love it.
I think
Yeah,
not a
maybe the
great.
3 of us will get to do a road trip together.
I would love that.
That would be rad. I mean, if you guys are vibing and we're vibing, I'm sure we'll all be vibing together.
No, absolutely. We'd be having the time of our life.
Yeah. What's your favorite place to stop on a road trip?
Dunkin'.
For food.
Dunkin' Donuts. I mean,
Dunkin'.
I work for Dunkin', so
I love Dunkin'. All right, it's all settled.
there we go. We'll plan a girls trip. We'll just
Yeah.
you two will get booked on a show, and I'll just be there.
Yeah. We'll go to Connecticut because everything it's only Dunkin's up there. It's just like a whole highway of Dunkin' Donuts. You'll love it.
It quite literally is.
It is.
We'll be like, okay, we're gonna stop here, get some Dunkin'. We'll visit this place, and then we'll go to a show and just call it a day.
I know. I think they should rename it Dunkin' Donuts Parkway and just like paint it pink and orange. Be rad.
That would be so cool. But I'd love that.
Perfect.
So Crow goes and says, "Who inspired you to become a wrestler?" I think you said that at the beginning too.
Me, yeah, my friends in high school.
Fun.
But well, it was other people, and oddly enough, Drew Gulak was actually a part of that journey.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I said, things happening for a reason. I met Drew at a Chikara show, and I told him about my backyard wrestling, and he said that I should do it for real. And it took me a little time, and I didn't start training with him right away. I wish I would have, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, at least you got that experience, so took it and use it.
Yeah, it just kind of came full circle on its own. So.
Mm-hmm. So then my dad says, "I figured you like William Regal because of your pose."
Yeah, he is a big inspiration for me.
No, absolutely. And another reason I think you're a lot like Cosmic is Cosmic has like, she's a heel, but she can also play a face. And she like does almost the same thing like what you do like this. And I literally love that. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, yeah. Mine's a little different. It's this, but
yeah. I mean, hers is kind of, I'll have to send you her, but you'll see what I mean. My dad could probably say, yeah, you two are a lot alike. And I was like, oh my God. I told my dad after the show, I was like, oh my God, I love her. She's so sweet.
Yeah, definitely send me her information and her socials and stuff, and I'll give her a follow.
Absolutely. So then Shay says, well, both you ladies are very inspirational. God bless you both. May you both continue to thrive in your passions of what you love to do, and never let anyone tear you ladies down in what you love doing. God bless, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Aww. Thank you, Shay.
So sweetest. So now, how do you feel about like hardcore death style matches?
I think that it's a great outlet for people who like things like that for sure. I think that it definitely has a fan base, and it is a good business model for, you know, like obviously it's been around for a while and a lot of people like it. It's not something that I would do.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I really have a death match kind of face. I could if I wanted to, I guess, but no, not really a huge blood person. I get queasy about that stuff pretty easily. So yeah. I think it would be cool to do like an old school hardcore match.
Mm-hmm. A little bit. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, like once in a while, not every day, but you know.
I mean, there's a wrestler, I think he wrestles in like the New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania area, and his name is Tarzan Duran. And I bring him up a lot because he's like the like Rock of death match. Like he's always in it every week. And I'm like, I love you, but how are you not dead? Like by the stuff he'd be doing, I'm like, yo, crazy.
I know. It's intense. I know that there's an art to it. For sure. I haven't looked into it, but like, I mean, it makes me think of like Ziggy Haim, and I think she's so rad. I have not actually met her in person yet, but I really hope to. I hope we get to have a match together. But I mean,
Yeah.
mad respect for people who are able to do that. I'm definitely scared. Definitely scared.
I'm scared too because the half the stuff like Tarzan be doing, Crow says he loves Tarzan. The stuff Tarzan be doing is kind of scary because one morning I'm getting ready for school, minding my own business. I check Instagram. The first thing I see is Tarzan like cutting someone's arm. I was like, yo, you gotta go. Like I was like, I love you, but I unfollowed you because it's too much. It's too much for me.
Yeah. I was at a CZW show once and they were doing stuff and I did not look. But, you know, I am in awe of the bravery that they have to do that.
I give it to them, but I would never.
Yeah, no.
But Crow has a question. He says, Ashley, where have you not traveled and wrestled at? And where would you want to go and wrestle? If I could read.
I would love to go anywhere.
Yes.
I would love to wrestle in the UK and Japan. I am trying to wrestle in each state. I have a little map on my fridge of vintage state magnets that I do need to update. And so I'm trying to wrestle in each state. Yeah, anywhere that I'm going to have a great match and get great competition and advance my career.
No, absolutely. And I mean, like I said, I know you've wrestled in PA, but who knows? Maybe we can get Ashley to wrestle for New Era, which would be so much fun if I got to interview her again.
I would love that.
I guess
absolutely.
But so we have Nathaniel Cunningham in the chat saying Crow loves breaking character while wrestling me. Crow breaks character a lot. He's supposed to be this bad guy, but I bring out the good guy in him. I'm telling you. But Nathaniel, he's great. I love him. His tag partner, I love when they wrestle. I'm a huge fan. Not gonna fangirl, but I am gonna fangirl.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with it. We all fangirl sometimes.
A little bit. So speaking on like WWE, AEW level, if you could face anyone, it could be alive or dead, who would you want to face? It could be current or back in the day.
Anyone.
Yes.
And I can only pick one.
We'll say two.
Okay. I'm gonna pick Victoria.
Of course.
Yeah, love her. Oh man. Oh my god. Pete Dunne. I'm gonna pick Pete Dunne.
I love Pete Dunne.
Oh, he's amazing. I love him so much. Like the first time I saw him, was he in the Cruiserweight Classic? Where did he debut? Wasn't he in one of the tournament shows first?
I think people sleep on him.
He's amazing. The first time I saw him, I was like, who are you?
No, literally. I think someone that you would have a great match with because obviously I love them. I think Rhea Ripley.
Oh my god.
You know, Dom because Dom's my boo forever. But Dominic is pretty.
He's amazing.
He is such a baby. I love him.
The way, like, the crowd response that he gets is incredible.
Literally,
every time I'm just like,
yep. I was at the one show and everyone was booing him. I was like, don't do this to Dom. He worked too hard.
Yeah, but I would also absolutely die to wrestle Rhea. That would be
that'd be a great one. But so Nathaniel says, I know me and Shelby are highly interested in bringing in Ashley, so we'll be reaching out soon. If y'all didn't know, they're the owners, but it's okay. And
Awesome. Yay, thank you.
it's gonna be so much fun, guys. And then so my dad
Yes.
says, what about so if you had to choose between Impact and New Japan, which one would you choose?
Wow. I'm gonna have to choose New Japan.
They're intense. I've seen some of their work.
Yeah.
I like it. It's different, but
Yeah. I mean, that will push you to the next level, and
yeah,
that's where I want to be. Gotta keep getting better.
absolutely. So then Crow says Nathaniel Cunningham and Lucius Crow. I don't know if y'all should tag, but that'd be a great match, just one-on-one. Because Nathaniel, oh, he's a heel though. He could be a heel, but he could be a face. I see Nathaniel. With all due respect, he's too much of a face for me. Like he'll be like, I could be a heel, but no, he's too much of a face. I just know him. No. So Crow, no, that's not gonna work. If you're referring to tagging, it's not gonna work. But so my dad says Ashley versus old school Lita.
Yeah, absolutely. Would also love that.
No, that'd be great. So like speaking on an overall, like out of all the places you have wrestled, if you could pick one place and you were like, I'll wrestle here, any opportunity I get, what one would that be?
One place that I went to wrestle.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be the company. It could be the venue or the state or whatever. Just one spot that like stood out to you.
I mean, am I allowed to say WWE?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's where I want to be.
But so like if I don't know how to say it, like that you've wrestled at already.
Oh.
In the last.
Oh, that I wrestled at already.
Yes.
Could you repeat the whole question again?
Okay. So you've wrestled a lot of places, but if you had to choose one place that you have wrestled in, where would you'd be like, okay, I'll come back whenever. You just let me know.
Gotcha. I'm gonna say it's Brie Combination Wrestling.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm coming back there.
All right.
That's my next match on the 20th. Yeah.
All right, fun. So we have Geeking Out with Metal Geek. He says it was great seeing you in VPW. Any plans to come back?
I would love to come back. I don't have anything in my calendar, but if they want to book me again, I'm available.
Right. And then Crow says, Ashley, what would you change in the industry if you had the chance?
What would I change in the whole industry? That's a hard question to answer.
We'll come back to it.
Yeah, because, I mean, what can feels like a slippery slope.
Yeah. I mean, because we don't want you saying something and them being like, oh my God, Ashley said that on the podcast. It's okay.
No. I mean, how about more iced coffee backstage?
Yes, absolutely. That's what I should probably do. Since I work for Dunkin' and I'm going to be working for New Era, I should just bring coffee and be like, here you guys go. We'll call it a day.
Oh,
that'd be so much fun. Be like, okay, here's some I know y'all are wrestlers. You're supposed to stay fit, but here's some donuts. Here's some coffee, and here you go. We'll just have fun.
Here's your box of Joe.
Exactly. You'll be like, get energized before your match or after your match, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, a little pick me up for your drive home. Aw, that's sweet.
So then my dad says, but the indies rule the world. Kind of, but yeah. And then Crow says, me and Nathaniel Cunningham already squared up 3 times already. He needs to book Lucius Crow. I think so. I mean, I guess we shall see. 2024 is going to be the year. Everyone's going to shine. More. Yeah. So, do you have like a specific like warm up you do before you come out the curtain?
I'm usually actually trying to just like stay calm and focus. So I don't really I'm going over my match in my head.
No, I get
And, yeah.
it. Whenever
Maybe like a little light stretching or something, a little bit of yoga.
no,
Yeah.
no, it's crazy to me. Like a lot of times, wrestlers would be like, "Yeah, I just worked out." I was like, "Before your match, you're gonna make yourself tired." They're like, "No, it pumps me up." I'm like, "Hey, just do it." If
Yeah.
that's, I don't know.
Some people like to like get their pump on and look all like Triple H and stuff and get
Yeah.
yeah.
That's why I give it to like you and Crow, because y'all are always working out. You're always training. Y'all got muscles compared to me, but it's okay. And then that's why Crow says, Ashley, let the students around the world know how important it is to train.
It is very, very important because you need to stay in shape and make sure that you're going to be able to keep the person that you're working with safe in the ring.
No, absolutely.
Sure. Plus, if we're talking about training in the gym, you are your own product, and the way you look is gonna, say a lot about you. Like, people see things and it tells a story, and if people look at you and you look like a serious athlete, they're gonna believe that you're a serious athlete right away.
Yeah. And I don't know. That's why I say, like, whenever I see you or Crow, I'm like, yeah. Well, I follow you on both, like, my social medias. So I'm like, oh, look at her. Look at a little sunshine working out. And I love calling everyone a cutie patootie. I told my mom this morning, she saw me laughing at my phone, and she was like, what's wrong? I said, oh, look at this little cutie patootie. And then I showed her. She's like, oh, she's so pretty. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, thank you. You're a cutie patootie too.
I'm definitely a fangirl. I'll fangirl over anyone. I think WWE, I think AEW, they're cool. They're fun. But I'm such like an indies girl. I will hype anyone up and be like, yes, you got this. Go ahead. You can do it. So
I love it. That's exactly what we need for the indies for sure. And I appreciate you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. And then Crow says, Ashley, you are very inspirational and a very good worker, and I would love to have you back in High Ground in February.
Thank you. Let me know what the date is.
Yeah. And so we have this little inside
You're getting me booked all over the place. Thank you.
Right? I'm working my magic. No, I'm just kidding. And then my aunt, I have to put my aunt on the spot. I don't know if she's watching, but my dad also pointed out my aunt is a huge fan of Ashley. So guys, if you see me and my aunt at a show, make sure you point her out because my aunt literally loves her.
Aw, thank you.
We got a whole family over here loving Ashley.
I appreciate you guys so much. That means the world to me.
Of course, of course. So now, do you have merch? And if so, where can people purchase it?
Oh, I am working on it. I do have some. I sell pictures and T-shirts. Well, I'm getting my T-shirts very soon, and I do need to set up a pro wrestling tees. Yeah, I started working on a second design for that, so I need to finish that up.
No, yeah.
More. Sometimes I get too many projects going at the same time. The ADHD or whatever it is takes over.
Oh, I get it. I'm the same way. I'm like, okay, well, I know this, and this needs to be done, and I want to do so much, but at the same time, it's like you can only do so much at once.
I know. I feel like there's like a battle royal of ideas going on in my head sometimes, and they're like fighting to figure out which one I'm gonna do, and I'm like, guys, can we just pick one? And then I start doing something, and then something else comes into my head. But yeah, I'm getting a lot better at staying focused than I used to be.
Good for you. I'm proud of you.
It takes work, but sometimes it works in my favor.
No, I totally get that because I have 2 jobs. I'm in my senior year of high school because I skipped a grade. And then I also do the podcast. I do shows. So I'm like, everywhere. I'm like, okay, I need to do this for work. I need to do this for school. I need to do this for the podcast. And like, my brain is royal rumbling all the time.
Yeah, it's normal. Thank you.
Absolutely. So then Crow says February 3rd, March 2nd, and April 6th. I'm pretty sure those are the dates that he's for High Ground.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm available. Let's shoot me a message, Crow, please. And thank you.
I'll probably send you one too, because Crow is like I'm gonna put Crow on the spot again. He is my little wrestling peanut, but like he is terrible at texting, and he's everywhere at shows. Like I give it to him because he's working hard, but like he's royal rumbling at the shows, doing everything. But he's my little peanut.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
You guys need like a best friends little cartoon sticker.
Absolutely, yeah. Crow, you heard that? Get it together, man.
It's time, Crow.
I'm not saying I'll face you, but we could be a tag. I could be your manager. Put it like that.
That would be fun.
Absolutely. And my dad says, yeah, Crow is my uncle. So I can disrespect him. I can say whatever I want about him because I can.
Yeah, because you're family.
Exactly. So we can do that.
Yeah, that's the perks.
Exactly. So now you're still young. You're still young in the business. But do you think it's gonna be like an age thing, a mindset thing, or an injury thing that like causes you to call it quits?
Oh my gosh. Hopefully not an injury.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I hope that I can stay in the business in different ways for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
But you know, there's a lot of things you can do behind the scenes whenever you're done.
Yeah.
And I've got a background in working in the entertainment industry, so
yeah,
I've got a decent amount of knowledge, and you know, there's always more to learn, but
no, yeah.
I hope to not have to call it quits, if that's an answer.
Yeah. Look, every time I ask someone that, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to feel bad now. Like if they get injured or something, be like, oh my God, it was my fault. Like I jinxed them.
No.
But so if the time came and your body like didn't let you wrestle, do you think you'd be like, you'd want to be a trainer or like a manager or commentary?
Commentary could be fun.
It's different.
Commentary could be fun. I don't know. I mean, yeah, backstage personality. You get some really good outfits.
No, literally. That's why I'm like super excited. I'm like, I'm gonna have all these cute outfits. And I mean, there was other companies that asked me to do like commentary, and I did it like once. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about commentary because you're just sitting there talking about the match. It's fun, but it's not like it's not my cup of tea.
Right.
But it's there. There's a lot of different things. If you want to be involved in wrestling, obviously they got refs, they got wrestlers, they got the camera crew. So you got your different options.
Oh yeah, there's so much.
No, literally. So then my dad says, what main women's title do you want to win one day?
What main women's title? Like on the indies or?
We'll do like WWE.
WWE.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Any of them? Any?
All of them?
All? I want them all.
Yeah, I mean, if you face Rhea Ripley and then you win the title, there you go.
That would be insane.
That'd be crazy. I'd make sure I have front row.
Oh my God. That would be amazing.
That'd be crazy.
So crazy.
Absolutely. So then Crow says, Ashley, what would you tell yourself 10 years See, this is what I mean. He can't text. I'm going to reword that. If you could tell yourself, your 10 years ago self, what would you tell yourself?
Believe in yourself more.
Yeah. Because.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And have boundaries. Believe in yourself and have boundaries.
Literally. And it's always okay to say no.
Yes, it
Especially
is.
for a girl.
It is. Always stick up for yourself.
Yes, absolutely. And then my dad says, Ashley versus the world.
I'm ready. Let's
Can
go.
you imagine? At the end of this year, you just have gold everywhere. You got it going down your arms. You're just covered in gold.
I'm a shiny girl.
Exactly. So we got to get you some gold.
I would love some gold.
Be
Absolutely. Some stardom gold would be cool.
That'd be great. You know, who knows? Maybe sometime in this year.
You never know.
No, literally. So now, if people wanted to see you at some upcoming shows, where can they see you at?
Well, I have BCW on the 20th, and then the following weekend I'm at Triple WA. And then I have a Queen. Every time I do a podcast, I do the same thing. I should know that I'm going to get asked what my schedule is going to be. And I really should just have it written down in front of me. It's on the calendar on my phone, which I'm using to record this interview. But I do keep my socials updated with my upcoming shows. So I'm sorry. I'm going to be better. New Year's resolution. Literally do this every time.
It's okay. And it's funny because Crow asked the same question. He says, what other companies will you be wrestling in? But it's okay, guys. So, like, if they wanted to see where you're wrestling at, where can they find you on social media?
I am on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook.
All right.
Yeah, and I try to keep all three of them updated with my schedule. So
okay, all right. So guys, please go give her a follow. Her Instagram is linked down below, and I'm sure from there you can find everything you're looking for. Ashley, thank you so much for coming on. You're definitely the top on my list for this year, and anyone can vouch.
Oh,
thank you so much. And guys, I will be back Saturday with DTF Down to Fight. They're from the Sanctuary, so it's going to be a lot of fun to get a different company and wrestlers on. So make sure you're giving this queen a follow. Make sure you're subscribing so you don't miss anything. And obviously, make sure you're following New Era. Duh. But no, I'm just kidding. And make sure, because Crow's in the chat, make sure you're going to follow him too, because he's kind of a wrestler. No, I'm just kidding. But thank you, Ashley, for all you do.
Whoa.
I'm gonna go before Crow kicks my, But thank you so much, Ashley.
Oh my god.